Hey sister cousins, welcome to my channel. I'm Lady C and I'm here to see if the juice is worth the squeeze. Like and subscribe if you're new and run it up in the comments. Let me know it's real. Now, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16, episode 15.
Okay, ladies, now let's get information. I slay. Okay, ladies, now let's get information. You know you that when you cause all this conversation. Always stay gracious, listen.
After the beat.
Here we go.
I'm not even going to be too long on this, all right? I am going to be 1000% honest with you. Girl, I'm over it, okay? I'm over it. I'm done, sort of.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Okay, this last episode was not a bad episode, right? But this whole season as a whole, I can't say that I haven't enjoyed it. I've loved to hate different characters on the show, even though these are real people. You know, we all know what we're here for our entertainment, right? Okay, so it's ever since the whole lawsuit dropped,
It's upsetting me and my homegirl because we feel like, well, damn.
I'm just having a hard time, okay? Like, help me out. So listen, okay. First of all, I want to just say this. The episode itself, out of 10, I would rank it a smooth 6.5, 6.75. I don't know, girl. It wasn't like awful, but it was like meh, vanilla. Just, you know what I'm saying? Blah. All right, so they opened up the episode with Drew and Sin saying, girl, down to the bed. No, it wasn't Sin. Nope, I'm lying. It was Drew and Angela down to the room, girl, catching up on the night before. Now, the night before, it seemed pretty lit, right? They was all partying, having a good time. It reminded me of old Real Housewives of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And so they were out partying, and Drew and Ange were talking about all of the things that transpired while they were happy that everybody kind of came together to support Shameana. It was just really nice. Until Ange said she made the mistake of looking over to Drew while Brit was giving her nice little monologue on how she supports Shameana.
I ask you, is it a coincidence?
But one thing they did do was clock how there's sort of a crack or a chink in the friendship armor between Kelli and Brit, right? So then they switch on over to Shameana, and she's catching up with her mom just to figure out exactly what happened the night prior. Thank goodness everything is okay with the baby, but, you know, they have their little conversation and it kind of wraps up. But the next thing is where Big Poe and Sin link up with Phaedra in Cynthia's room.
Oh, Jesus.
Phaedra in regular new Phaedra era is shading Angela once again for no reason. And so she says that Ange looks like a school teacher. And I'm just like, girl, what? Like, it's just like any little dig that she can make, she's going to make it. Ange has literally done nothing to her, but she just has to say something. And it feels disingenuous. Like, it doesn't feel like, it feels like Phaedra was asked by the producers, okay, shade this person, shade this person. And I don't know if Portia, if it has anything to do with Big Poe or if it has something to do with production, but it's just a weird, like, focus from Phaedra to Angela. But anyway, so they start talking about Brit and Kelli and how Kelli has called, she called her team and told the team not to help Brit or whatever, because I guess Brit and Kelli were sharing the stylist. And remember when I told y'all, okay?
I told y'all niggas. Y'all thought I was playing, but
I told you that something wasn't clean in the peach juice, okay? And I just want y'all to give me my credit, okay? Because I brought this to y'all. The ones that have watched me, the ones that have come and sat and listened up under my channel, y'all know that I talked about this a month ago, okay? So, hey, I ain't that big, but I ain't blind either, okay? And I'm pretty intuitive, so just listen to your girl when she talking a little bit, okay?
And I love mess. I love mess. Until my name get brought up, because bitch, I don't do that messy shit. I don't fuck around, ho.
And if you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because baby, I be clocking stuff, all right? I ain't just out here talking for my health, all right? It may seem like it, but I'm not, all right? Okay. Then they start mentioning, body parts and hooded kitty cats. And I'm just like, first of all, anytime Cynthia talks about anything pertaining to dating, love, anything, it just feels so cringe. And I don't know if it's because she's from that era of people where you really don't talk about that type of stuff. It doesn't feel like she doesn't feel comfortable, so therefore it makes the viewers uncomfortable listening to her, because she just seems so like. And then because we when we get to the bedroom, it's a little, I'm like, girl, stop. So that happens, and then everybody meets down by the pool side, right? And so everybody just seems to be vibing, chilling by the pool. Everything's a vibe. It's all good. And then everybody wonders, okay, then Kelli and Shameana comes in looking like twinsies, okay? And then everybody gets to comparing, Kelli and Shameana are dressing alike, but once upon a time, Kelli and Brit were twinsies, all right? And so, it's just, people are wondering where, wait, girl, see, I'm doing too much, girl. I'm doing too much because I gotta rewind real quick. So Kelli and Brit have a conversation, girl, and she asked Kelli, like, well, what's been going on? Like, I don't understand why, last night it was weird. I kind of got jumped, and you seem to be on the quiet side, and if you're gonna be my friend, like, support me.
Bye, sweetie. Bitch.
You know what's funny? I don't dislike Brit for real, okay? I talk, I laugh, I kid, I say things, but I don't dislike her, all right? And lately, especially these last 2 episodes, I kind of been on her side a little bit. If you gonna be my friend, don't let me get jumped by all these girls. Have my back. Now, all this time, you've been having my back. All of a sudden, from her perspective, it's like, okay, any other time, it's all about me and you against the world. Now, out of nowhere, it's like, oh, you quiet as a church mouse off to the side. And I don't understand. So I'm with Brit, like, okay, girl, like, if it's a problem, say that. But don't leave me out in the cold like that. You know what I'm saying? And then she says, you don't have to have this like facade. And I can understand that too. Kelli has come to the show with this, I have it all together. I've said this before. I have it all together. I have a team. I have this and that and the third. And that all may be fine and well. But there are some chinks in your armor as well, Kelli. We have not really gotten to the meat and potatoes of who Kelli is. And I thought that we would get that, but all we've been witnessing from Kelli is that she's twerking on a fence all the time. She is a bit of an instigator in some ways. And when I say instigator, I mean, she don't really have like a solid, okay, let me take that back. Not instigator. She's just a flip-flopper for real. Like twerking on the fence, flip-flopping, putting herself in stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with her. It's just something about Kelli that she's not giving us her, Kelli. And when Brit said that, she was like, listen, you don't need all of this. You could just show up as yourself. Like, I'm friends with you. And I was with her, and which pisses me off, Brit, because we really could have got down to it. And if you had just come to the reunion, we was gonna drag you, okay? Don't get us twisted. We was gonna drag you. But you have made some valid points within this whole, time. Now, you are a spoiled brat and you do come off as entitled and you are a little bit problematic and argumentative. But aside from that, you still be making some sense sometimes too. So, everybody has their flaws, all right? You have yours, but we also can get behind you when you right, all right? I'm with you when you right. On this journey to 1,000 subscribers, I just want to say this episode is sponsored by you. Thank you so much for your support and helping me along this journey. Your support keeps me encouraged. It keeps me going. It keeps me wanting to make more content. Hopefully you like what you see. So if you like what you see, girl, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, girl. I won't bite, okay? All right, now let's get back to the show. So that wraps up, and then they get to the pool, okay? So now we back at the pool. So everybody, like I said, the twinsies and everything else, everybody is clocking how there is a little bit of a disconnect between Shameana and Brit. And then everybody's wondering, well, where's Brit at? And so everybody kind of shows up. Everybody's vibing, drinking, cooking, and, all of the things. So then the minister of tours comes to meet everybody at the pool. And he is handsome. And so, of course, Phaedra gets down there. I'm a hugger. Girl, just being creepy, okay? Girl, and she said earlier in the episode that she likes to watch law. She likes to fall asleep to crime and law. And I'm like, girl, Phaedra, girl, you such a Scorpio. Anyway, so yeah, they all talk about Jap Jap later on, and they are going to be a part of it, and it's usually during the daytime, but it is happening at night for the sake of the show. And they're getting prepared to go to Jap Jap, and I'm really excited because I really wanted to see the scene and just to see them celebrate and be in another culture and really embrace another culture and their celebratory events, right? And so everybody got ready for Jap Jap. Everybody had their swimming suits on and got prepared. And I thought it was so cute how Cynthia made some hair condoms, girl. But it was cute, you know what I mean? And so, girl, here comes Shameana. My bags arrived.
Oh, that's good for you, baby.
Okay, girl. Nobody cares. Okay? Nobody cares. Nobody. Because the first thing that heifer does is pull out some, once again, label boots.
You're tacky and I hate you.
Bless her heart. Bless Shamina's tacky heart. All right, girl. So they do Jap Jap, girl. They get down there. Everybody's having a good time. Phaedra's being a creep as always. I think somebody got me pregnant, girl. I must have got somebody pregnant. All kind of crazy. I'm a Christian. I'm just like, girl, okay, girl. Okay, Phaedra. I'm not gonna say I don't like Phaedra's addition to the show. I really wish that Phaedra could have been introduced or brought in earlier on in the season as a friend and gave us the things that she could give us, and without it feeling so forced and scripted from her. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like this is like a crash course of, let me just shade everybody. Let me just say, a whole bunch of nothing. I just feel like them adding her to the show at the last minute is just kind of off-putting for me. But so Phaedra gets there, girl. Not Phaedra gets there, but everybody's having a good time. They're supposed to leave the next day. Everybody gets up the next morning. And they're talking about how long it took for them to get the oil off of them. And Brit was like, yeah, girl, because I had to spread her wide and get all that oil up off of her.
I prayed for this and I said, Lord, you got to bring me somebody clean.
I hate to see the initial towels, rags, and everything else they used to get that oil and scrub that. I would have hated to see them tubs and everything else, girl. I know it looked nasty in there, okay? Because the little bit of stuff they did show us it was oil all over the pillows and the sheets, and girl, it was just a mess. So anyway, So they have, I don't know if they have like a breakfast before their flight or before, they make their way back to the airport. They talk about Kelly's divorce. Now, let me put a note right there because I kind of skipped ahead a little bit. So, Kelly, the day before, while she had left the poolside to talk to her lawyer, right? And so, once again, her lawyer and her attorney was telling her how hard, I guess, her ex-husband is pushing back. We are all aware of that. But he says that the ex-husband sold the lot that he gifted her for an anniversary present or whatever. And she couldn't find the paperwork and whatever. So, girl, she was like, well, asking for whatever she needed to prepare. And he was like, just have my money. And I'm like, Kelly, do you not pay your people? Kelly. I mean, I know you're going through it. And which brings me back to the whole thing that Brit made, or the point that Brit made, is you got all this entourage, but are you paying the entourage? Okay? Do these people feel happy because they received the payments? All right? Like, I don't know, girl. Something, Kelly, let me find out you really kind of a cheap bitch. All right. So, yeah, she had the conversation about her divorce. So fast forward back to the table, when everybody was chatting, she mentions that the crystal that she used, the crystal that was supposed to be like, we're going to talk and we're going to use the crystal, whatever. She says that broke in half. And that is something that she Googled, and they said that it's a sign of a relationship ending. And I said, ooh, that must have been a double entendre. You took it as your divorce, but I took it as the relationship with Brit getting ready to go ahead and pack it up. Pack it on the fuck up, okay? So she took that as a sign, and she, threw the crystal in the ocean, and everybody was there to support her. Once again, I went on ahead too far. This big old floppy hat that Big Poe brought on the trip, girl, she let Shameana have a little photo shoot with it. It was cute, But yeah, it was like, it was a cute little episode, girl. I know I done rushed through half of it, girl.
Goddamn son of a bitch!
The two things that stood out to me during this episode, and you are obsessed with Big Poe and her fat ass, all right? I just want to say that because I'm like, every time she's in the confessional talking about Big Poe, girl, she always got to bring that ass up in that conversation somehow, okay? And Brit, she was shading the girls, talking about, I was the first one to finish cleaning up. And if you don't know how to clean, then I'm like, well, if you was the first one to clean up and the other ladies took a little bit longer, don't you think that it's because maybe they wanted to be more thorough?
Now that's a read.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bragging about being the first to get all cleaned up, but then saying, because you know what you do and you know how to clean. Maybe it's because you don't know how to clean. I don't know, girl. I don't know. But I just, I took that in like that. So, yeah, girl, the episode was, like I said, it was pretty vanilla. It wasn't really like giving a whole lot. It really wasn't giving too much. It really wasn't giving too little. It just gave what it gave, okay? I really wasn't that motivated to come to you guys and give a whole lot because it just wasn't a whole lot. Now, listen, I know it's been a few days. It's been a lot going on, okay? I have been, I had a rough week last week. I'm not going to hold you guys. And sometimes I know that, like, I'm new at this, and when my energy is not right, I have a tendency to not necessarily shut down, but I have a hard time sometimes. So, be patient with me, okay? Because I'm trying, all right? But yeah, so like I said, I do look forward to Sunday's episode. Like I said again, I told y'all, okay? I told y'all. I really ain't got a whole lot to add about Kelli and Brit because I've already broke this down to y'all. So if you are interested, please, by all means, go back to it was a Brit versus Kelli or something like that. Girl, go through my videos and find that video. I'll put it up in the description. And, you know, you guys can, you know, see what I said and see if it matches up. You never know. Like, I may be missing some details. I may be spot on. But, yeah. So, tell me what you think about the video. And, I guess I'll call you guys back in a little bit. Like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you're really about that life. And leave me some comments. Let's talk about the episode. Let's talk about the future episode. And everything else that's been going on between Brit and Kelli. And once again, I'm just disappointed that they're not going to really hash everything out during the reunion because Brit done bailed out on us. All right, girl. Well, I'm going to call you guys back later. All right, girl. Talk to you later. Bye.